Ever wondered how police dogs are trained to find certain items and scents? Well, a fascinating world awaits you, one where our four-legged friends don the cape of a superhero, sniffing out danger and ensuring our safety. Police dogs, or canine units as they are often called, are integral to law enforcement agencies across the globe. Their keen sense of smell, agility, and unwavering loyalty make them ideal for a variety of tasks, from sniffing out illicit substances to tracking down missing persons. But their success is not just a result of their natural abilities. It's the rigorous and specialized training they undergo that molds them into the heroes they are. Imagine a bustling airport or a crowded festival. The cacophony of sounds, the myriad of smells, the whirlwind of activities. It's enough to distract even us humans. Yet, amidst all this chaos, a police dog remains unfazed, focused solely on its mission. This ability to ignore distractions is a crucial skill that police dogs are trained in, enabling them to perform their duties effectively, even in high-pressure situations. And then, there's the task of scent detection. Police dogs have a sense of smell that's at least 40 times more sensitive than ours. They can distinguish between a vast range of different smells, and can even pick up a single scent amongst a sea of others. This ability is harnessed in their training, where they learn to detect specific scents associated with different substances or items. From narcotics to explosives, from contraband to missing persons, there's hardly anything that can escape the nose of a well-trained police dog. This training requires patience, consistency, and a deep understanding of canine behavior. It's a journey that strengthens the bond between the handler and the dog, turning them into an unbeatable team. Now, wouldn't it be fascinating to train your pet dog to do the same? Buckle up as we delve into the world of dog training. Stay tuned for our next segment, where we'll explore how to understand your dog's instincts, the first step towards training your very own super sniffer. Before you start training, it's crucial to understand your dog's natural instincts. When we look at our furry companions, we often see them as members of our family, but beneath that cute exterior, they are by nature hunters. This doesn't mean your dog is planning to take down a deer in your backyard, but those instincts are there, hardwired into their DNA. Let's take a moment to delve into these instincts, particularly the hunting and chasing instincts. The hunting instinct in dogs evolved from their wild ancestors who hunted for survival. It involves a sequence of behaviors known as the predatory sequence: search, stalk, chase, catch, kill, and consume. While domesticated dogs don't need to hunt for survival, they often display parts of this sequence in their everyday behavior. This brings us to the chase instinct. Ever noticed how your dog can't resist chasing after a squirrel or a tennis ball? That's the chase instinct in action. It's an offshoot of the hunting instinct and is triggered by fast-moving objects. While it can sometimes lead to unwanted behavior, like chasing cars or joggers, it's also a powerful tool that can be harnessed in training. Now let's tie these instincts to training your dog to find specific items and scents. When you train your dog to find items or detect scents, you're essentially channeling these natural instincts into a controlled activity. You are tapping into their innate desire to search and chase, but instead of chasing squirrels, they are searching for a specific item or scent. This type of training can be incredibly rewarding for your dog. It allows them to use their natural abilities and provides mental stimulation. Plus, it can also strengthen your bond with your dog as you work together as a team. So, when you're training your dog, remember to respect and understand these instincts. Don't try to suppress them, but rather guide them in a positive direction. Understanding these instincts is the first step in training your dog effectively. With this knowledge, you're not just a dog owner, but a canine psychologist ready to embark on a fascinating training journey. Now that we understand our dog's instincts, it's time to start the training process. Training a dog, particularly one with a high chase drive, is a journey that's filled with lots of tail wagging, a few hurdles, and a ton of treats. Our first step is to establish a positive reinforcement system. This is the cornerstone of effective dog training. Positive reinforcement involves rewarding behaviors we want to see more of. So when your dog does something right, like sitting on command or ignoring a squirrel that just darted by, we celebrate that behavior with a treat, a toy, or a hearty good dog. This encourages our furry friends to repeat these good behaviors because they associate them with positive outcomes. Now, let's talk scent training. Dogs have an extraordinary sense of smell, far superior to ours. They can detect scents and pheromones that are completely imperceptible to us. This is a skill we can harness for training. When we start scent training, we begin with a specific item or smell, something our dog can easily identify. It could be a favorite toy or a particular treat. We then hide this item and encourage our dog to find it using their nose. This is a game for them, a fun hide-and-seek where they get rewarded for finding the hidden item. As our dog becomes more proficient, we can introduce more complex scents, gradually increasing the difficulty. We can even introduce specific scents, like the ones used in police dog training. This helps our dog hone their scent detection skills, and it's a great mental exercise for them. Training a dog requires time, patience, and a whole lot of love. It's not something that happens overnight. Every dog is different, and each one will learn and progress at their own pace. So, it's important to be patient, consistent, and positive during the training process. Remember, patience and consistency are key in dog training. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was a well-trained dog. So keep those treats handy and those good vibes flowing. Happy training. One of the biggest challenges in training is teaching your dog to ignore distractions. Imagine this. You're in the park, trying to train your dog, and suddenly a squirrel dashes past. Your dog's attention? Gone in a flash, fixated on that furry little creature. This is a common scenario that many dog owners face. Distractions are everywhere, and they're not just limited to squirrels. Other dogs, people, cars, they all pose as potential distractions for your canine companion. So how do you train your dog to ignore these distractions? The secret is gradual exposure. Just like how you wouldn't throw a child into the deep end of a pool without swimming lessons, you shouldn't expect your dog to ignore all distractions from day one. Start small. Begin your training sessions in a quiet, controlled environment. This could be your living room, backyard, or any place where your dog feels comfortable and distractions are minimal. Once your dog starts to get the hang of focusing on you and the task at hand in this controlled setting, it's time to slowly introduce distractions. Perhaps you could play some background noise or invite a friend over with their dog. The goal here is to incrementally increase the level of distractions during your training sessions. Remember, patience is key. It's important to give your dog plenty of praises and rewards when they successfully ignore a distraction. This positive reinforcement will encourage them to repeat the behavior. It's equally important to remain calm and patient when they get distracted. Simply redirect their focus back to the training. Over time, your dog will learn to focus on you and the task at hand, regardless of the distractions around them. This doesn't mean they'll never get distracted again, but they'll be better equipped to handle distractions and return their focus to you when needed. This process takes time, consistency, and a lot of patience, but the end result is absolutely worth it. Training your dog to ignore distractions will greatly improve their focus and effectiveness. And it's not just about training for specific tasks. A dog that can ignore distractions is a happier, more confident, and well-behaved companion. Now let's move on to the exciting part. Training your dog to find specific items and scents. This is where you get to play detective with your furry friend, and trust me, it's as fun as it sounds. First things first, scent training is all about familiarizing your dog with particular smells and rewarding them for recognizing and locating these scents. It's like hide and seek, but with a twist of Sherlock Holmes. Let's start simple. Choose an object that's safe for your dog to handle. It could be a favorite toy, a specific piece of cloth, or even a particular treat. The key here is to choose an item with a distinct scent that your dog can easily recognize. Now let your dog sniff the item thoroughly. This is the introduction phase, where your dog gets to know the scent. Remember, dogs have an extraordinary sense of smell, so they'll pick up the scent quickly. Once your dog is familiar with the scent, hide the item in an easy-to-find place. Encourage your dog to find the item, using phrases like "find it" or "search." Be sure to keep the tone of your voice enthusiastic to keep your dog engaged and motivated. When your dog successfully finds the item, reward them immediately. This could be with a treat, a pat on the head, or a few minutes of playtime. This positive reinforcement helps your dog associate finding the scent with a pleasant experience, which motivates them to repeat the action. As your dog gets better at this game, you can start introducing new scents and hiding the items in more challenging places. Remember, the key to successful scent training is practice, patience, and positive reinforcement. And there you have it, a simple yet effective way to train your dog to find specific items and scents. It's not just a fun game, but also a great way to keep your dog mentally stimulated and sharp. With practice, your dog will become a pro at finding specific items and scents. Training doesn't stop once your dog has mastered a skill. It's an ongoing process. Now imagine your dog as an athlete. Even after winning a gold medal, an athlete doesn't just stop training, right? They keep honing their skills, always pushing for improvement. That's exactly what your dog needs too. One of the keys to successful ongoing training is consistency. Make training a part of your everyday routine. Dedicate a specific time each day for training. This could be during your morning walk or in the evening before dinner. Regular practice helps to reinforce what your dog has learned and keeps their skills sharp. But remember, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And the same goes for your dog. Training should never be a chore for your dog. It should be a fun and engaging activity. So how do you keep it interesting? First, vary the tasks. If your dog has mastered finding a specific item, introduce a new item or a new scent. This not only challenges your dog, but also keeps them motivated and excited about training. Second, use positive reinforcement. Who doesn't love a good reward, right? Treats, praises, or a simple pat on the head can go a long way in encouraging your dog to perform better. And third, make it a two-way street. Training is not just about commanding and expecting obedience. It's about communication and understanding. Pay attention to your dog's cues. If they seem bored or tired, it might be time for a break. And if they seem excited and eager, well, that's your cue to introduce a new challenge. So, as you continue on this journey of training your dog, remember this golden rule. Training should not be a one-time thing. It's a continuous process that requires patience, consistency, and a whole lot of love. Remember, training should be a fun and rewarding experience for both you and your dog. We've covered a lot today, so let's take a moment to recap. We've embarked on an exciting journey, exploring the marvelous world of police dog training and how we can incorporate some of these methods into our everyday life with our canine companions. We began by understanding our dog's instincts, a crucial starting point. We learned that every dog comes equipped with a natural instinct to chase and seek. This isn't something to be suppressed, but rather something to channel into productive and exciting training exercises. Moving on to training basics, we emphasize the significance of positive reinforcement. Remember, our dogs are not just pets, they're family. So we need to treat them with kindness, patience, and respect. Rewarding them for their efforts not only encourages them to repeat the behavior, but also strengthens our bond with them. Then we delved into one of the most challenging aspects of training, helping our dogs to ignore distractions. We discussed various techniques to help our furry friends focus on their tasks, even in a world full of squirrels to chase and fascinating smells to investigate. With consistency and perseverance, we can teach our dogs to stay focused, no matter what. The heart of our conversation revolved around training dogs to find specific items and scents, just like police dogs do. We explored the step-by-step process of scent training, from introducing the scent to rewarding the find. This not only provides mental stimulation for our dogs, but it can also be a fun and rewarding experience for us. Finally, we emphasized the importance of ongoing training and improvement. Training isn't a one-time thing. It's a continual process of learning, growing, and bonding with our dogs. With patience, consistency, and a lot of love, your pet can also learn to find specific items and scents, just like a police dog. Remember, every dog learns at its own pace, so don't rush the process. Enjoy every moment of this incredible journey with your canine companion. Happy training!